What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I am back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the purple color, playing as Ra. His name is AC the Great. His partners today in the, wait, this is the wrong way. No, it's not. His partners today in the sky blue color playing as Kronos, his name is Tiger Bars. And finally, rounding out the team in the red color playing as Uranus, his name is I Bring Farts. Their opponents today in the yellow color playing as Uranus, his name is Marcos. The other team is Turan. Anyways, we have Marcos here. We've got in the green color playing as Poseidon. We've got Antos. And finally, in the blue color playing as Loki, we've got Gaboo. It's currently 1-0 in this best of 5 series between PXX and Team Turan. I would have to wager that I wasn't there. This is a recorded game. I have to wager that PXX picked Anatolia and Turan picked Oasis. I have to guess that. That's my guess. We'll see. I don't know if it's right, but the way that this stage of the tournament works is the first 2 games are your home maps. The next 3 games in the series are played on unique maps, on special maps. Not necessarily special. Actually, let me take that back. There are 46-ish maps that can be picked, and Google picks the next 3. So we'll see what maps they're going to be playing on after this one. And see what kind of shenanigans we can get up to here in this game. So team composition wise, an interesting one here for Team TRM. We've got Ra, Kronos, and Uranus here. So the idea when you're playing Ra on a team game is that Ra is not actually like in a random community team game where there's no coordination and whatnot. You can play Ra normally. You can play Ra as a defensive boomy god and get really big and win games. But in a team game setting where players are being really aggressive, generally speaking, unless it's a 2v2 and a 1v1, which does sometimes end up happening, the Ra player needs to do some sort of semi-fast mythic or some really, really aggressive heroic age timing push. Otherwise, the one of the players on the other side of the map is going to get rolled over and lose before the Ra gets going. But that's normally the case. But this is Oasis, so maybe it's a little bit more time to do 2 town center stuff. But I still think even on a map like this, I think your best bet is to do some sort of a timing attack with Ra here, especially when your opponents. I mean, there is a ceasefire from the Poseidon, but they cast ceasefire, and then what? You're still Ra with a crazy amount of stuff. So we'll see how this is all going to go. As we do see the relic has been picked up here. We've got the Heartless Folly here for AC the Great. That gives an extra, what does it give? An extra line of sight here. So for scouts. So what would the actual idea here from a Poseidon here on Team PXX be? I'm not really sure why. Like, obviously Antos is a Poseidon main, and Poseidon is good. But generally speaking here, Poseidon in team games, the idea is either you just try and boom and be big, and if that's the case, you probably want to be playing Zeus or Hades because you get Underworld, or you have to double someone hard in the classical age. So we'll see what Antos is going to go for here. He's playing as Poseidon, so doing the boom strategy doesn't make a whole lot of sense just because you don't have Underworld, but it might be okay. It might be fine. You never know. But grabbing this town center and trying to make that work, we'll see how it's all going to go. There are some really, really strong doubles here that you can do on the Uranus, especially when you have Uranus in the flank here. You can go huge double onto this with like Ares or something. We already see Tiger Boss pushing in here, going to be pushing Marcos off of that food. Marcos not prepared here at all as he's retreating away. It looks like the Oracles have not really spotted this one. And so Citizen do get back home. Now, there was a shockwave here that could have been used, and there could have been a dead Citizen or 2 there, as the units here for Tiger Boss are going to be moving around here, going to be finding Antos's villages. This is huge. You have to use shockwave here. Pick off a villager or 2. Surely you use shockwave. No shockwave? Okay. I'm surprised. Which we do see the oracles here for I Bring Farts searching around for something to do here, as these villagers are mostly just going to get back to home. No real problems here. The Promethean gets saved there as Tar coming through here for Ace of the Great. And obviously, maybe not obviously, but 14 PXX is the worst possible situation for them to be in this kind of matchup with the Loki player being directly against the Ra, because you kind of can't do anything here with Loki. Loki against Ra, I think the best play is actually just drop a second town center. But if you want to be a little bit more crazy, just ignore the Ra completely and attack the Kronos. That's kind of the best option in a big way. As AC the Great going to drop his second town center over here. We do see a deconstruction coming down onto the barracks there as the units pushing through here from Tiger Boss, searching for some kills. Not able to find any just yet. We see over here the Valor getting dropped here by Ibering. Fart's going to be able to pick off those Prometheans nicely. He's going to be able to come back up onto this Giraffe if he so chooses, but it looks like he's retreating back home. We might see the Troll coming in. There is an open watchtower here, as AC the Great being a little bit too careful about this location and not walling this off. You don't necessarily need to put houses around this. Just put wall segments. In a tournament, you're allowed to put 4 wall segments around a tower. That's what we kind of deem is fair enough to defend it. But we are going to be seeing this tower most likely go down here, which will open this location up to very sneaky raids because, well, I mean, the tower only comes out to here, but now there's going to be no line of sight over here, so those Hurster can run straight by and have no problems here. As the town center is up now for AC the Great, and Gabu he's going hard here. This is gonna be a difficult time for AC the Great to hold going off of these 2 town centers. It looks like he doesn't want to build a barracks here either, which he kind of needs to, as Rain getting dropped here. As Marco's retreating back. Marcos does have a really, really open gold mine here, and he's going to have a tough time defending this location. But we do see Antos is out with his Theseus to hold this one. There is a ceasefire available. We do see watchtowers coming through for Marcos as the game just simply continues along. We're seeing Antos happily gathering barriers over here. No walls getting set up or anything to keep himself defended in this matchup here. And do we see any military buildings? Yes, we've got double stable here for Antos. I would say this is not surprising, but normally against Atlanteans, you want to have some infantry as well. But in a team game, maybe the infantry not so good. And you do also have Marcos's Mermillo coming out here. So I guess what would be ideal if you were playing as Atlantean in this sort of situation would be actually not to make any Terma. Just make pure Mermillo and have your partner make pure Hippocon. But, you know, you can't do that, really. It's too hard to get that out. So you see the weirdest healing spring getting dropped down you'll ever see here from Gabu. I mean, in a way, it makes sense because you don't want to... I always put the healing spring at my home base, but you could just drop it, like, maybe in a more discreet location, nice and forward, to get your Hursa back into the fight a little bit quicker, as this Wadget sitting here is going to get taken down as Ace of the Great trying to sneakily put up some walls here. As there we go, we see the Wadget goes down. Nice pick there as we see a barracks getting dropped. Hathor on the way here for AC the Great. Honestly, AC the Great probably should just not even consider building anything here. Just go straight to the Mythic Age. He still hasn't walled this tower in. AC is playing very, very greedy here. As the Pharaoh and villagers retreating back home, we see the attempt here from the Hursa to push through. The Hursa just teleports through the Hursa. The Pharaoh just teleports through the Hursa there into the town center, as all is well. As the army here still trying to kind of circle around this location, preventing the villagers from doing everything. Walls coming up. We do see some cheeky raids coming through for Marcos now. There is a Caraballas in on this position, but that's going to get taken down very, very fast. Nice play here from Marcos to pick off both of those units. But he doesn't have any hero assist. The Prometheus more than enough. The Terma coming through here as well to defend that one, as the villagers pulling back ever so slightly here. As Plough's coming through for Antos, he's going to be starting to get those farms up, and he's going to be in a really, really good position because he's barely been touched. Yes, he was pushed off Hunt, which does hurt, but he's barely being touched. But meanwhile, we see a town center coming up over here. We've got farms getting thrown. Oh, I love this from AC the Great. I love this. Comes into his partner's base, drops the farms down. Obviously, you don't actually have to jump onto the farms straight away if you're playing as the Kronos player here. But these farms here are absolutely beautiful because it saves so many resources. They cost 47 gold instead of 200 wood here. Absolutely huge. Absolutely love Yes, yes, yes. As Gaboo now pushing in onto this position. I don't think he's going to be able to get to the heroic age here anytime soon. He's moving on to his second gold mine over here, looking for something to take out. Can take down the tower. There's going to be cavalry and axemen coming out is the general trend for the Ra players here against Loki, because Loki's going to want to go for raiding cavalry and Hersa once he sees the axemen. So you just build some of those as Tireboss comes over here, going to just defend. Give a little light defense here as Antos. Honestly, Antos needs to be doing something a little bit more, how you say, straight. Like he needs to choose to do a strategy and just go in and do it. Right now, raiding is not really going to be the way to go. Building these Hippocon, maybe not. Just go straight to the next age and see what you can do. As we see a big Locust getting dropped in. Do we have a Shockwave? Yet, use Shockwave. Uranus is such a ridiculously good team game god. This is why he's S tier, because you can use Shockwave with a whole bunch of different god powers to just do massive amounts of damage. Not only that, he's got crazy amounts of speed, but Shockwave there would have been absolutely disgusting on that location. As the Hersa retreating back for Gaboo, as Tiger Boss is in here, going to be allowing AC the Great to have all of the time he likes. More farms getting thrown up by AC the Great. He's got himself irrigation already. Bragi is on the way, however, so we'll see how that's going to go. There is still a shifting sands available for AC the Great as well, so that can be literally done at any point in the game to attack anywhere in the game that is undefended. It's really, really strong. Obviously, it's very similar to like Underworld or Vortex or something like that. Arguably better than both. As Gaboo searching around for something to take out here. As the mana comes through onto this position, Gaboo wants to attack that, but there's just too many units over here for the time being, too much defenses. As the game looks like it's kind of getting a little bit into the boomy situation, where it's like the fighting has kind of calmed down a little bit. We do see Antos coming in here with his Hippocon, but his Hippocon, they're not really that helpful. You can see he's retreating straight away. There are like 3 teams here. 2 teams? 3 teams? There are 3 players here versus 2, but it's still... The Hippocon aren't going to be doing all too much at this point, as Antos going to be grabbing his 3rd town center at the moment. We are going to be seeing those Hersa pulling back here as the temple's coming up. This town center might not actually get up in time here, as Ace Great is starting to look very, very big here in this game. He's actually going to move forward and drop this Migdol here. There might have to be some sort of a flaming weapons to get used here on this position, as the Anhia does get killed off, or is getting targeted down, as the Hersa going to try and jump in onto this location. But Ace the Great does notice this one just barely. We'll see if he's going to get in here in time. As a little bit of a misclick there by Gaboo, not able to get this town center up just yet. We see the cavalry getting pulled back ever so slightly as those axemen are moving in onto this position. We see the battle ball coming out. You can utilize the special ability to stop that pressure from coming in. There's no green units over here, as we are seeing Ibring Farts moving over here, as well as Tiger Bosses. This TRN team is playing this one very, very nicely here, as it looks like no flaming weapons coming through just yet. Rhea coming in for Tiger Boss. Spirited Charge coming through for Antos. He's still very far away with those Hippocon. The Terma coming through for Marcos, trying to hit off some of those farms there, as the Axemen slowly taking down those Hersa. This Migdol stronghold trying to come up, as the Hersa do manage to snipe down that Pharaoh ever so close to getting taken out here, as the Hersa getting path blocked up the Bilio there, as finally we see flaming weapons, but it's so late. We've got 5 Hersa remaining here for Gaboo. As what was that? That was some of the worst Loki decision making you'll ever see there. Unfortunately for Gaboo, he just couldn't make that decision to click the flaming weapons. We do see Antos coming in on the back here with his Hippocon. Will it be enough or not is the big question. We see the villagers coming through here. They do have themselves the upgrade Skin of the Rhino, so they take a long time to get taken down. We do see a trader coming in there by Tiger Boss there. He's going to steal that battle ball away, and it looks like Gaboo is absolutely in the crapper right now, as he gets completely dismantled. We see Osiris coming through for AC the Great. AC is going to be gigantic in this game going forward now. He's got this town center under control. He hasn't really lost too many villages in this game. He's got a crazy good economy. Probably needs shaft miners. He's grabbing that right now. Going to the Mythic Age, going to grab this town center. Gabu doesn't have a second town center. He's just now throwing down farms. Drops a longhouse over here. He's lost villages. He's lost the ox cart. He's had a rock raiding him for this entirety of this game. But the question is going to be now, can I bring farts defend against Marcos? Marcos here, too many Terma, but obviously it's Oasis, so it's a little bit challenging. We see the town centers coming up now for Marcos. Marcos was really, really hurt in the early stages of this game, so he doesn't really have what's necessary to push through onto this town center for the time being. But meanwhile, Antos, he's still not doing all too much with this army. He's maybe going to be able to hit the Mythic Age really, really soon now, so he's going to have an Earthquake to put some pressure on, or maybe go for the more late game orientated Hephaestus. But he's very, very slow to help out in this game, and that's might not be enough here, as AC the Great is going to be gigantic. We see Helios coming through now for Tiger Boss as well. This is going to be beautiful for Tiger Boss. Helios is one of the best late team game gods to go through, because you can just kill off millions of town centers. Now, there will be a ceasefire to be used here for Antos, so there's going to be a little bit of time for these players now. Honestly, why didn't Antos cast ceasefire when the triple was happening? Just cast ceasefire. He could have had that town center, would have been completely fine, no problems. We do see the rock coming in onto this position. We've got the throwing axeman coming in. They don't have the upgrade that does extra damage against this rock here, as the counter barracks does get dropped down here. The rock going to be retreating away here now as the military building does get taken down. These units simply just going to be moving around, doing some pressure. Getting a whole bunch more units in here is going to be gigantic. I don't know where the Pharaoh is just yet here. As there it is, as the Son of Osiris is in, as AC the Great is just going to slow push now. Honestly, the Heavy Hippocon aren't even enough at this point against the Son of Osiris. As long as the Son of Osiris doesn't just straight get picked off immediately here, which looks like it might happen, then it's going to be completely fine here, as we starting to see the Son of Osiris doing what it can do. There is a curse available, right? Yes, there is a curse available, and that's going to happen there. And that Son of Osiris will get surrounded here nicely as the throwing axeman coming through here. The pig's going to be able to block this in nicely as AC the Great makes a big blunder there, and he does decide to utilize Shifting Sands here to keep his Son of Osiris alive. Meanwhile, this raid onto this location, very big. Son of Osiris is fine, but nice play here from Antos to come in and get those villager kills over here, as he's not able to defend two locations at once. But while this is all going on, the units do push in onto this position. Tiger Boss hasn't actually used his vortex yet, as Helios coming through for Ibering Farts as well. The units pushing in onto this location over here. The town center for Marcos is going to be going down here. We do see the Theseus is in here, but it's too little too late, it would seem, as I'm sure we're going to start seeing some of those Heca Gigantes coming through here. And there we go. Ceasefire comes in a little bit too late there for Antos, as he notices his town center getting taken down. So yeah, got to cast ceasefire, but his teammates' town center going down. No ceasefire there. As the game continues on, Gabu getting a little bit of relief now, able to grab himself his own town center here. But Tiger Boss says, Siege of the Titans, guys. Get with the times. It's 17 minutes into the game. Time to get that Titan out and see what can happen here. Now, there is going to be a Vortex available potentially for Marcos if he can get to the Mythic Age in the next minute or 2 minutes or so to hit the Titan gate. But at this point, it seems like Marcos is a little bit too far behind, grabbing this town center back with all those citizens here. There is still going to be potential for, like, vortexes onto the back of Gabu. Honestly, killing Gabu here seems like the easiest option for Team TRN. So you can kind of just leave the Poseidon player to his own devices, and it doesn't matter. He's not going to get big enough to carry this game through here. As there's the there's the Vortex into the main base of Gabu as Antos is nowhere to be seen. Let's look at those units. That's such a beautiful army composition for a Vortex here. Only thing I would like to see more here is another Heka Gigantes, but doesn't matter because there's just so many infantry units. The town center gets taken down. The units over here pushing through. The Son of Osiris has taken a lot of damage here, but I don't think that AC the Great cares all too much here. He needs to get some siege out. He does have the catapults clicked up there as the units here can completely clean up everything else over here. Meanwhile, the Heka Gigantes pushing through Marcos's base there as the town center does get taken down. The units here for Antos are pushing in, are taking down these laborers here, but picking off villagers here isn't that big of a deal as Gabu is going to be dead. Same too is Marcos. Both of these players are going to be absolutely destroyed as we see another trader coming in as that battle ball can help take down the town center over there. As not only that, we can also see that there could be potentially a Vortex back over onto the Antos base here as Antos is nowhere to be seen. We see the Vortex now coming in onto Marcos's main base here as Marcos is now going to lose his hometown center. We see champion infantry coming through for Tiger Boss, but Marcos does manage to get himself fortified town centers out in time. There's a battle ball here. There's a Heka Gigantes. There's a couple of champion destroyers here as Gabu decides the game is lost. Antos taps out. Marcos taps out. It's now 1-1 as Turan picks up game number 2 here with some incredibly beautiful play here with that Ra. You do have to question really what the real plan here is for a pocket Poseidon in this kind of a situation, because you can't realistically be doing the 1v1 strategy, which is get your town centers, get your Hippocon, try and put some pressure on, try and defend yourself a little bit, because the Atlantean players, they're just going to go crazy big. They're going to put everything, they're going to kill everything basically, and you're just going to be too slow to the party. I think there's a world here where you can go a handful of units as Poseidon and then try and rush Mythic Age and hit your earthquakes onto the Uranos here to help your Uranos push through. So you defend your partner with some light defense here, and then you do like big timing attacks, say like 14-15 minutes into the game with an earthquake on this town center here. Maybe stay 2 town centers is a way to make that happen, instead of sitting in that classical age for so long and not really being able to help out too much. I mean, obviously a ceasefire on this town center would have been the way to go. Once all the units were over here, ceasefire, town center goes up, the Hippocon come through, then you can do the flaming weapons, and Gabu's in a much better position. But some poor decision making there from Team PXX. And TRN gets the dub. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.